Welcome everyone to the June 2019 edition of Taking Care of Business. This is a monthly production of the Town Board of the Town of Cortland, and I'm joined today by my colleague Debbie Costello, Councilwoman Costello from the Town Board. And today we're going to be visiting Ace Hardware, which just opened up within the last month here on Lexington Avenue in the town of Cortland, just south of Route 6. This is owned by Larry and Jack Ahern, and we're going to go inside and meet them, as well as some of their help, so we can learn a little bit more about this business. Come on inside and we'll meet the owners.
Great.
Well, Debbie and I have now moved inside the new Ace Hardware store on Lexington Avenue, just south of Route 6, and we're joined by Chris, who's the store manager here.
Yeah, thank you for coming out. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Why don't you introduce us to the crew?
All right, so scanning around here, we start with Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Hi, how you doing today?
Good. What department do you work in?
Whatever that's needed to be done, we do.
Okay, so you go all over the place.
All over.
Okay.
Yeah, and then after that, we have Jim. Jim is our resident
Jim
contractor.
Nichols. I'm the builder, contractor, pretty much do a lot of things around here. Doing the kitchens now, we're doing a couple of other things inside, building furniture for outside. So we're covering a lot of aspects of things right now.
Okay.
Terrific.
And I think we had somebody else just join us.
Yep, that's Jack.
I'm Jack.
Hi, Jack.
I'm a sales associate here.
Okay.
And my job is to make people find what they get and get to work.
And you?
And I'm Jake. I'm an honorary Ahern, and I go around and do whatever needs to be done, cover all aspects of the store. Another type of manager, I guess you can say.
Okay. Very good.
Very good. And
my
this
dad.
is one of the owners.
I'm Larry Ahern.
Larry
and
Ahern.
I'm responsible for all of these guys, and we just keep an eye on everything that they do, and we want to just make sure everything gets done the way it's supposed to be done.
Terrific, and we welcome you to town. It's so great to have new businesses come in. And last but certainly not least,
That's right. My name's Nick Ahern. I'm Chris's brother, his son, and I'm kind of just filling in when I have to. We have other businesses that I'm more involved in. I'm trying to get more involved into the Husqvarna line, where we have a full line mowers, auto mowers, which you'll see later, I'm sure, and anything two-stroke, chainsaws, vacuums, battery powered lawn equipment, anything like that. But I'm getting more involved with that.
well, that's my area, Husqvarna. I love Husqvarna chainsaws. There ain't no other in my mind.
Yeah.
But I know we're going to start looking at the kitchens, because that's a unique area that's Ace Hardware is taking the lead on, as opposed to other stores. So, and I know Debbie's going to know a lot more about that. Don't mean to be sexist. I just know very little about kitchens. So why don't we take a look at the kitchen section?
Absolutely.
Well, Jim, you introduced yourself as the cabinet guy and the builder. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about Ace Hardware and your cabinet business?
Well, this particular line here is the Madison. This is one of the cherry cabinets. They're custom made. They're all, we can make them actually to any size, any shape, any style. This is one line. We have 4 lines that are set up here. There's the Madisons. We have the Dover. We have the York. There's an oak cabinet. All of them, are made to order. What we also do is not only sell the cabinets, but we do the installs as well. So we can go out to the site, do the demolition of the other kitchen, and put the new kitchens in.
Great. So
As well.
if we want to redo our kitchen, we can call you. You'll come out and measure for us and make sure
Turnkey
that...
operation.
Perfect.
Turnkey.
Perfect.
You know.
And that's unique to Ace Hardware. They don't. A lot of them, the other stores don't do that. Is that correct?
That's very correct. We're like maybe one of the first ones that are doing kitchens, of this magnitude.
And what prompted you guys to decide to get into kitchens? I think that's a neat idea.
Another avenue, like I said, I've been a builder, pretty much my whole life, and I've done a lot of kitchens, a lot of bathrooms, and a lot of homes, and putting out these displays, and these are a high quality display of cabinets. It makes it easier, for us, and we know it, so it's not a.
It's beautiful.
It's not
Customers can see it
yeah.
and have an easier time imagining their own build.
Well, yeah, it's and we have different varieties, and there's a lot more than just these 4 that we display here. You know, there's like 30 different styles that we work with.
So this would be more of a traditional style, I guess. It's in a cherry wood, a heavier wood, with beautiful inlays.
Traditional, yeah, somewhat. You know, we also have the the shakers that are on the other side. You know, which is more of a, it depends on the style. You can get.
Right.
You can turn anything into, custom or traditional or colonial.
We definitely want to take a look at those because I know our viewers would be interested in seeing some other samples.
Yeah, but we did the indirect lighting in these as well as the upper part, and then you'll see that in the other ones as well.
And even the tile is beautiful too.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
We custom made that as well.
Very nice.
We're looking at the Dover, which is the shaker version that you mentioned.
Yes, this particular model here is it's a nice, it's clean look. Again, it's custom made to whatever kitchen it needs to go into. These again are our turnaround time of these. We could have these within a week's time.
They're in stock, in other words.
In stock. These are all in stock cabinets
That's great.
that we display here, and and you can get it with the crown moldings. You can get it with the indirect lighting. We install that. Different levels.
And you do everything: the tiling, the flooring, the
tile,
cabinetry,
the floors. Yep, the granites, the backsplashes, of course. And the trim.
Well, I love the
Pretty much.
in-stock feature because I hate when you order something and
Absolutely.
they go 3-4 months till it
No,
comes
this
in.
is a week turnaround to get it to the house.
Wonderful.
So you got to figure it's going to take about a week just to do the demolition and do the repairs and whatever you need
Right.
done. And once that's completed, this is all ready to go right in.
Instant
So the turnaround
gratification.
time is very quick.
For those who lack patience like me, that would be wonderful. That's terrific.
No, it goes really quickly.
Okay.
Very nice.
Like I said, we've been doing this for a long time, and with our experiences, we can turn this thing around really quickly.
But you're experienced a long time, but it's new to Ace and new to hardware stores, which is very unique. I've never heard
Yes.
of that before.
Now, I love barbecuing, and I see that you have all kinds of rubs and spices. And what can you tell us about your whole barbecue section?
Yeah, so with Ace, it's not the typical barbecuing selection. Like you said, we have it all, the rubs, the spices. We have Weber grills, Komodo Joe, which is a big ceramic charcoal grill. We have Traeger's, Charbroil. From A to Z, we have it all for grilling.
Oh,
Wow.
I would definitely want to show our audience those Komodo grills because that's very popular now.
Yeah, it's the newest thing, but it's a little bit like going back to basics.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to take a look at some of these sauces after we're done.
My bet is you go for hot and spicy. I like bland and mellow. So, Chris, this is what you were mentioning, the Komodo, Kamado Joe, Komodo Joe, which I know is the latest barbecue.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and you said this is charcoal?
Yep, it's a charcoal grill. You could also use wood chunks. Some guys even cut their own. If you have oak trees in your backyard and a branch comes down, you could cook with your own wood.
And hickory, I imagine, too.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Get a lot of good flavor.
Mhm.
So is it like a pressure cooker? How is it different than a traditional barbecue?
Yeah, so this is sealed tight. Now the top is very heavy, but there's a spring on the back, and actually the spring is made in New York. And on
beautiful.
the inside, it's a thick ceramic coating that basically, once you have this grill going and up to temperature, it keeps the heat. Whereas on a traditional grill, you're going to open the cover and then the heat all escapes.
Well, you can see how fabulously well made this
Yeah.
is. This is not,
Yeah.
just a metal grill. This is absolutely insulated and sturdy, and looks like it'll do a beautiful job.
You could even feel just the way it latches.
Yeah,
It locks closed tight and it'll keep that heat in there all day.
yeah. You're gonna have all the men barbecuers drooling to get
I
this
know.
new toy.
So if we take a walk over here, we have our baby Komodo Joe. It's called the Joe Junior, and it's still, it still has the similar features of the springs that make lifting the hood very easy, and it's the most compact and affordable way to get into a Komodo Joe.
can do a few wings on that one, huh?
Yeah, I would say so.
That looks beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. So Nick, I see we have a really neat thing here. At home, I have a Roomba. Now you have kind of a Roomba to cut grass. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so this is Husqvarna's auto mower. That what you see in the background here is a 315X, and basically you set up a guide wire in all around the property where you want it to stay within, and it goes around learning the area, and it'll bump into, say, the tree over there, and it just records it, and over time it just learns your whole area, and it'll go around just like this. It has no specific pattern. When the battery goes down, it goes back to the charging station, which is around the back, and this one is actually, the X signifies that it has geocaching, which means you could be anywhere on your phone, you could be at work and see if it's mowing, if it's parked, if it stopped because of weather, or maybe it even had a problem. If it has a blockage, it'll send you an alert on your phone.
Now, does it automatically just go out on its own, or do you have to program it and say, I want it to do it? How does it know when to?
So you could set it to go completely on its own, where you give it no guidelines, and it'll work 24/7, even when it's raining. And then if it senses that it's not, it actually senses resistance on the blades. If there's no resistance over a certain amount of time, it'll say, oh, I don't need to cut as much, and it'll cut less.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, tell us about the Husqvarna brand of lawnmowers and tractors that you guys sell.
Yeah, so we have a selection of mowers. We have from the basic homeowner mower all the way up to a professional machine. And you can actually see that right here. You know, this is the base model zero-turn mower. And then that is a professional stand-on machine right there.
Wow, these are impressive. I love the zero radius turning, that you just turn in a circle and makes it so much easier to get around trees and other rocks and obstacles.
It definitely streamlines the process of mowing. Very quick.
And these come with other options that you can add on?
Yeah, so there are different options for blades, mulching blades, and collectors if you wanted to bag all the grass clippings, things like that.
And then certain models also have snowblower attachments. Husqvarna also makes trailers, leaf collectors. You know, Husqvarna has a full line of accessories on top of just the mowers themselves.
That's terrific, because it's nice to see alternative brands and the quality of Husqvarna's.
Yeah, you know, we've been using their products for a long time, and we actually have one of the mowers that I learned how to mow on, you know, in the back. So it's they definitely last.
Okay, so keep that one. That's a family
yeah, it's
heirloom.
It's an antique.
Let's go in and take a look at your chainsaw and other products.
Absolutely.
Well, Chris, I asked you to show us some of the Husqvarna products, but before we do, off camera we were talking about something that I think is very interesting, that's unique to Ace Hardware, is that you're not just another cookie cutter store. You're not just, let's open up our 2,000th to 3,000th store. You're a co-owner. Is that how this works?
Yeah. So Ace is a co-op buying group, and when we signed on, basically we signed on to have the products available to us and the advertising, but Ace doesn't really force us one way or the other. We have the freedom to make the store what we want.
Well, I think that's terrific, and I assume that relates back to when we saw the kitchen cabinets and everything that you're doing, because I don't think that's traditional for Ace, and some of the product line that you're selling that's unique to this store but wouldn't be seen perhaps at another Ace store.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. The kitchen cabinets, it's something that works for us, but there are other stores where, that wouldn't last, so.
Well, that's terrific. I think that's great that you have that freedom and to make it unique and to fit this community, to find out what the need of this community are, and to work with that. I think that's a great, very interesting concept. But anyway, let's get back to some of your good product.
Yeah, let's take a look.
I have not seen this before, the Husqvarna batteries. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so this is Husqvarna's, well, it's not the full line, but we have a good selection of their battery products. And, you can go from a homeowner machine all the way up to a Husqvarna chainsaw, where you can get a backpack battery, and you could cut almost all day long.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, they're saying that pretty soon the battery machines are gonna outsell the gas machines.
Oh man, you're disappointing me there. I love the smell and the feel of a two-cycle engine. And it took me my whole life to figure out how to fix that damn carburetor. But obviously, this is for the world, it's safer, it's greener. You know, you're not burning all that hydrocarbon, and so it's ecological. And I assume these are lithium-ion batteries.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Okay. So.
And as far as green goes, they also make biodegradable bar oil now. So you still have to use bar oil with the chainsaw to keep the blade lubricated.
Right.
But they have a solution for that too.
Pretty
Wonderful.
soon you'll be able to put it on your salad. Well, let's take a look at the old gas line, because that's what I like. Nick, we're by your gas-powered two-cycle chainsaws right now.
Yep.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about this line?
Yeah, like you were saying, sometimes there's just nothing better than a gasoline engine. These are the two-stroke models here. Basically, everything here from a consumer saw to pro saws, which you'll see up there. And then down further, there's blowers and trimmers. We do carry the full line of two-stroke equipment.
Well, I'm very familiar with this line because I own two, and what I like about it is I started out with a very simple homeowner's smaller model, and then I went up to the largest middle level, which is I think they call the Rancher line.
Yeah, that's what we personally have, Rancher 460.
And then you go up to the professional, which is I'll leave to the professionals so I can maintain my body parts whole.
Yeah, they definitely, they try to appeal to everybody. And, there's homeowners that they have trees and they want to maintain their own property, up to the people who are, arborists.
Yeah, and I think it's important to always stay within your skill level, and the fact that you can start with a smaller machine, learn it, get comfortable with it, and then go up to a mid-range machine.
Yeah, well.
And if you're like me, then you know when to leave it to the professionals. But these are powerful machines.
Yeah, they become very powerful on the high end. But the bottom line is they're all dangerous, and you could get hurt by all of them. So.
But you have all the safety equipment, which I love.
So
right behind you, you have all these Kevlar type materials that will protect you, and I think that's really important. Not enough people put on the eye protection, the hearing protection, and I think the hand protection.
Yeah, so they say that the most common chainsaw injury is to your legs. So they have a tougher material on the legs. You wear chaps, or they make actual pants.
Yeah, I actually do that, because if you don't do it every day, you're more prone to have accidents, and so better safe than sorry.
It's better to be in the habit of putting this stuff on, and you never know when the accident's going to happen.
So what's great is if the homeowner wants to come in and get a chainsaw, they can get all the equipment that they need to not only do it, but to do it correctly and safely. Okay.
And then even for professionals too, we have the lanyards and throwing rope for people who climb trees as well.
Okay.
Great.
I'm going to keep my two on the ground. Thanks, Nick, for showing us all that.
Sure.
And let's tour the rest of the store. There's so much more to see.
Sounds great.
Hi, Jake.
Hi, how are you?
So we've got more grills here.
Yep.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about the grills and some of the other things that you have in this area?
Okay, so we got some power washers here. Some, electric power washers for the homeowner that just needs to get something done real quick, or the gas-powered ones for the one consumer who wants to keep it around for a while. We've got some generators over here, some lawn mowers here, some battery Husqvarna mowers, some steel mowers, and then the good old-fashioned Craftsman mowers.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And shovels and rakes
rakes,
gloves and everything else that we
this is
need.
the lawn and garden section. Some more overstock of the mowers up top there. Even overstock back there. But this is the garden section.
And I have to say, I also notice over here you've got tiny little gloves so that there's parents who have kids helping them clean up, that you've got little gloves to fit them as well.
Yep, everybody's got to work.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay, what can you tell us about these grills here?
So this is a Weber grill. This is a charcoal grill. So for somebody who likes to cook, not the propane side, but to add the actual charcoal, it's a different aspect of cooking. This is a charbroil grill. This runs on propane. This is like the very basic entry model to grilling. That's a skillet basically. It's I think it's 28 inches, and that's for somebody to throw all the burgers, dogs, eggs, everything on. And,
sausage and pepper wedges and all that.
Yep, exactly.
All right, great. So Jim, after we're done doing the barbecuing on all of the barbecues you have, We need some place to sit down and eat. I understand that you guys make these yourself?
Yes, we do. This particular one is out of cedar. We custom made everything, custom designed it. This one we actually made not only the benches, and they don't connect to the table. These all can move separately from the table. And we made chairs with these as well. So you have end chairs. So there's enough put, I'd say maybe around 10 people around this table without a problem eating.
That's great.
You know.
They're beautiful, and the craftsmanship is very, very nice.
Yeah, this one has a marine varnish on it, so it'll stand the test of time with
Wonderful.
it as well. You know, and they're all custom made. This one's particularly done in cedar, but we also have them pressure treated as well. We did about, there's about 5 or 6 of them that we've done. But the treated ones, you have to let them age a year before you really stain them. So all the moisture comes out of them.
Right.
This particular one's already kiln dried, so it was easy to work with to finish it, perfectly.
Right. Well,
you
speaking
can
of,
see it's
I'm sorry, go ahead.
they're all screwed together. They're all glued together. They'll stand the test of time and the weather as well.
That's wonderful. And I know in a few minutes we're going to be looking at some of the other things in your store here, but I noticed that you store all your lumber inside, so that's probably pretty important as well. So
Yes,
that
it is. We have
when you're
a full
doing
selection of lumber, pressure treated lumber for decks. We have Trex. We have lumber to build a whole house.
so you can build everything from kitchens to decks to picnic tables.
Soup to nuts.
There you go. There you go. That's wonderful.
Yeah, we turnkey operation. We cover about every aspect of everything when it comes to building.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, guys, this is a part that I like because everything is indoors, your stored lumber, and I think that's terrific to be able to get wood that's not wet, warped, and that's dried the way it came out of the kiln. That's pretty unique.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's important to builders that they could come and get lumber that is going to perform the way it should. It's not going to crack when they put a screw in it, and it's going to stand up to the test of time.
And you were saying earlier that you have pressure-treated Douglas fir and other types of wood, structural wood, 2x material.
Yeah. We also have moldings, clear pine, cedar. We try to carry a good variety of everything, a little bit of PVC trim.
And if a homeowner wants to match something that they have in their home, they bring it in, you'd be able to help them out?
Yeah, absolutely. It would be our pleasure.
I noticed that you have a whole bunch of doors mounted for us to look at.
Yeah, those are all Masonite doors. They're different brands. We have doors, we have siding, also roofing materials, as far as the shingles, everything you need for roofs.
These are interior and exterior doors?
Interior and exterior doors.
Okay.
Yes.
Terrific. And you sell them with the frame, the jamb, and everything?
Depends on what's needed, what's required.
Okay, so you could help the homeowner get exactly what they need.
Exactly what they need, exactly.
Terrific.
Yep.
It's nice to be able to see them side by side to help make the comparison, to help you make the decision what fits your decor the best.
Yeah, basically these are the interior doors. There is a whole, brochures on exterior doors as well that we carry. That we're gonna have access to.
Terrific. I'd really love to tour the rest of the store because I think a lot of people are going to be interested in the paint section as well as just the typical homeowner's needs, plumbing supplies and everything.
There's a lot here.
Okay. So Chris, we're here in the, a storage area and a work area, so kind of behind the scenes, but I'm struck by the depth of your stock, all this tile and sheetrock and other building materials.
Yeah, we try and keep a little bit of everything. We want to be there when a customer comes in. And aside from the tile, we also have the thin set to lay the tile. We have the hardy board to put on the wall.
So anything from the beginning to the end of the project you can either have in stock or can get quickly?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we're there for the customer and for the builder.
That's terrific. It's you're very well supplied. That's amazing. I didn't realize how extensive it is behind the scenes, the warehousing that you have.
Absolutely. You certainly seem to be able to carry everything from soup to nuts and help us with whatever we need, which is a great thing.
Well, Chris, I noticed that you have a lot of Craftsman tools, and that's the old standard that goes back to the days of Sears, and they're warranted forever. And I understand you have a good sale going on?
Yeah, we have a big Craftsman sale going on. It's 50% on qualifying hand tools and also 25% off power tools, qualifying power tools.
Okay, when you say qualifying, can you qualify that for us?
Yeah, so it's not going to be a DeWalt power tool. Most of the Black & Decker is on sale for 25% off.
Okay.
And then the hand tools, it's most of your open-end wrenches and pliers and that kind of thing.
Okay, but those are the traditional Craftsman hand tools that everyone seems to love, and
Yep.
goes back to our generation or two before us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. They still come with a lifetime warranty?
Yeah, they do.
Well, that's good to know. I mean, that was as a kid, when they tell you that comes with a lifetime warranty, that's pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, it's no joke. People have already been bringing their tools in, and we replace it for them.
Terrific, I love it. And let's move on to the paint section, because I know that a lot of people, my wife is always looking for a particular color or to match something, so I'll ask Debbie to take the lead on this and show us your paint section. Sounds good.
Hi, Chris. So we're here in the paint section, and let me ask you something. If I know what kind of paint I have at home and it's a certain brand and a certain color, but I want to come here instead, can you match it?
Absolutely. If you bring the name of the paint in, even if it's a swatch from Benjamin Moore or some other company, we could match it.
And what about if we have, if I bring in a piece of fabric and I want something to match a bedspread or match a pillow cushion or something, so you can match that as well?
Absolutely. We have the machine to scan it. It's just a 1-inch little swatch of the color, and we could send you on your way with the right paint.
That's wonderful. So what is the different kinds of paint that you have, or I see you have different brands.
Yeah, so we have Valspar, which is our best brand, and we also have Ace's 2 brands, Royal and Clark and Kensington.
Mm-hmm. And I assume that as a homeowner, if I come in and I tell you if I'm painting a bathroom or a kitchen or a bedroom or a living room, whatever, you can recommend which level I need.
Absolutely. Our job isn't to send you out with the most expensive paint, it's to set you up with the right paint for you.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
That's my pocketbook someplace.
Well, I want to thank everyone for giving us the opportunity to tour your new Ace Hardware store. It's quite an extensive facility. But Jack, I hope you'll introduce us to another Jack.
Yes, this is the man that's responsible for both me and my brother. We're twins, and that's our father. He's taught us how to do everything since we're 4 or 5 years old, back in the old Bronx garage behind the house, building cabinets or fixing cars or doing anything that he wanted to do. He showed us basically how to do everything, and I wanted to thank him for all the years that he taught us what we know.
Well, that's sweet. My father would say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So I guess you're not only your 2 sons, Jack and Larry, but also your grandchildren are involved too. So that's quite a family business.
And I'm happy.
Oh, that's great. What more can you say? And I'd have to say, I learned a lot today, Debbie, for
Yes.
our visit here. One is that Ace Hardware store. See, you're very busy.
Let's go stop.
One, that Ace Hardware is not just a franchise, it's more of a co-op, that you guys have an ownership interest, and that each store is unique and you can figure out areas where you want to specialize in. 2 is the breadth of what you carry.
Absolutely.
And I don't think I can imagine anything that any of the homeowners are going to need that you guys don't carry. And 3 is the size of the place. It's manageable. You can find anything that you really want to find. but your selection is extensive, and with the huge storage area in the back that people may not visit, you have it in stock or can get it quickly. So I think that I was pretty impressed with you today. It was a very nice tour, and the fact that it's a family business and that you're involved in the community in many, many different ways is wonderful. So welcome. Debbie and I, am sure, offer you most success, and to the citizens of Cortland Manor, come on out and visit us here off Lexington Avenue. And we'll see you next month for another edition of Taking Care of Business.